Morning, everybody. It is still morning. I've had a busy morning so far, so I actually don't know. Thanks very much. I was chatting to Robin earlier and saying that I keep on getting volunteered for things. This one is not actually volunteered for. Research data management is actually quite important to the organization. As an R&D organization, we manage ourselves by something called an R&D framework. That framework at its core has our R&D strategy as an organization, and the same can apply to all of your units as having an R&D strategy. What is important is what is alongside that R&D strategy. So things like your innovation infrastructure, your portfolio management, your project management, all of these tools and processes that we use to make sure that we can achieve our R&D strategy. So last year the organization had a look at our R&D framework. We used used the Calypso model as a basis, and we looked at sort of the health of our R&D framework, and we saw quite a few areas where, shall we call it, we need improvement. Not necessarily weaknesses of the organization, but just in terms of efficiency and making sure that we do our work properly, where we can improve. So things like portfolio management across the organization came up. Project management and the consistency of project management across the organization. In those two things, centrally we've started putting in new processes. Some of you may be involved in implementing CSIR, which is a new sort of end-to-end portfolio management tool from proposal stage all the way through to dissemination. We're now looking at a new program management or project management tool, which is going to be applied across the organization. We're looking into the feasibility of that. Two of the other areas that came up in the framework were IP management, which is where RDM comes in, and then also regulatory and compliance issues. Make sure that we comply to certain things. And those things are becoming more and more important. From an IP management point of view, we need to know where our data has started, how we've manipulated, where it's stored, and how it's then used in a dissemination form, whether it's in patent or in publication or just in a report. We need to know that entire process, we need to be able to track it, and that's from a regulatory point of view as well. More and more departments, the NRF, in terms of research funding, are requiring that we have a data management plan and that we keep this data on hand for a number of years, depending on what comes through. And all of it talks to the quality of our research process. In the same way that you guys have to put a project plan together, you have to do a risk assessment for a project, from now on it's going to be a requirement that you have to have a data management plan. That you have to upfront know how you're going to create data, how you're going to store that data, and ultimately how you're going to disseminate and archive that data. Okay, so this process that you guys are going through today is not just a trivial one. Literally, April next year, we will be implementing this as a process of your project registration. At the moment, because of CSIR coming in and some queries around SIMS, we're not sure whether we're going to do it in the same way as we do ethics currently. So ethics, you have to, for each project, do your checklist, see whether you have to get clearance or not. If you have to get clearance, the project does not get registered unless you've gotten that clearance. Okay, we are going to start doing similar things to that with research data management. Okay? So this is quite an important process. As Marty said, we're not expecting to do the same thing across all units and all disciplines. That's why we are going through this largely consultative process, so that the domain specialists, you guys, devise those plans for your units. But come April next year, we will be implementing this in exactly the same way that you do risk assessments, ethics clearance, your project plans, your budgets. Now you will have a data management plan as well. Okay. I'll take a couple of questions, but then I have to run. If there are any questions at this stage. Awesome, easy job for me today.
Oh, but you haven't answered my question.
Oh, damn it. You fine. Okay.